fed.
Hey.
And like Jasmine just said, we are talking about who not to ever date. Well, maybe there's some limitations to that, but basically who you should be looking for in a mate and what traits that you should be looking out for in a mate. So some red signs that we've all been through and stuff like that.
Absolutely. We want you to share your red flags, your experiences too, because we want to know who to look out for.
Drop it in the bottom. We'll elaborate on the discussion if you have some ideas to some people you think you should never date. Like, what are your red flags?
Yeah, please put them in the comments below. Who should you never date? What traits are there that you should never date? Help everybody out because we need these gems.
Exactly.
All right, guys, so let's get started. Our number one, you know what we all about. Positivity.
All about that positivity.
Wait, actually, I want to start off with y'all. I want to know if there's some little traits that we didn't mention before that y'all learned, like, I would never date a guy like this again. Or, you see someone else go through, like, I would never date a guy who does this.
That we didn't mention?
That we didn't mention. I know we mentioned that.
I would say clingy and, like, jealous.
Oh, okay.
We didn't mention that.
Why?
Because I would be going out with my girls, and it's like, oh, so you going out with your girls again?
Oh, I see.
Or they would be worried when I was, oh, you wearing that?
Right. That's my motto. Skank up to like that. No,
right. How about you?
For me, something we didn't mention. Someone that's not honest. Well, a man of their word. If
we mentioned that. A man of their word.
Man of their word. Like, you tell me you're gonna do something, or you're gonna stop doing something, and you don't do it. You don't follow through. That's a red flag for me. Like, how can I trust you in the long run to be able to uphold my future family if you're not gonna be serious about your word? Because your word is everything. So I definitely think if you tell me something, you definitely got to do it, or you will go into the category of someone that I should not date. Never date.
Never date.
What about you?
I know. I shouldn't even ask this question because I don't even know.
You always do that.
I know.
I think that's on the
right. Like, never. Ooh. Okay. Never. It might be somewhere here, but I will never date a guy who puts down my dreams and aspirations, who belittles me. Like, that little Inspire Fire thing, or that little YouTube thing. Someone who belittles what I love,
right?
My accomplishments.
That's good. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes. So, what are y'all's? We asked y'all, put them in the comments below. What are some traits of someone you would never date? What should we be watching out for?
Right. So give us some tools, because we're young girls ourselves, so we just might need something from you experienced people out there. Like, what are some red flags that we should watch out on our future journey? Like, girl, like, just a heads up, if you ever run into someone like this should be
turn the other way.
Right. Give us all the tools. Give us the tea. Give us feed our souls, because we need it.
Okay, our friend Nicole said someone who's narcissistic. Oh, am I saying that right? A
narcissist.
Yes. So yeah, you're right. Someone who's full of themselves. We were talking about that earlier, actually. Someone who thinks that they're the prize, especially us being the ladies. We are the prize. We are supposed to be courted and sought after, and not running after another person. So a lot of times guys could be full of themselves and feel like, oh, she should be lucky to be with me. I'm this, that, and the other. When in real life, we are the prize.
Right. Like, I'm glad that you brought that up, because I actually been in a situation like that where I was dating someone that was a narcissist. And it's funny because we was joking yesterday. Have y'all seen the movie with Idris and he was a malignant narcissist? I don't know if y'all remember. Okay, Jarvis knows what I'm talking about. But we was laughing about that for like 30 minutes yesterday. But seriously, you should not date someone that's a narcissist, because it can be very, very unhealthy, because their ego can be so headstrong. It can push you into a corner of the relationship. And I know I've been in there, and they have a crafty way of spinning everything and flipping everything and making it seem like it's always your fault and it's me, I. Because a narcissist is a person that thinks mainly solely about themselves.
They're selfish.
First. They're selfish. It's like a trait of, it's like an unhealthy form of just being highly selfish, and they think about themselves before they think about anyone else. So definitely, you don't want, a relationship should be give, take. You don't want to date someone where you feel like you're only giving and it's draining from you, because that would be unhealthy. It could lead to depression and all kinds of different things later down the line.
Right, yeah, absolutely. You need someone who's going to cherish you and make you feel like a queen or king. It can't be all about just one person. And that never works. In a friendship, in any type of relationship, it's what you said, give, take, give, take.
Partnership.
I said give, take, give, take. Give, take, give, and take, okay? But yeah.
I really like this topic.
We got some, let's read on.
Okay, Jarvis, let's just go ahead. Inconsistency. Ooh, and we just talked about, we're on our consistency challenge right now.
Right.
Never date someone who is inconsistent. I'm so glad y'all are coming with the comments, because I wasn't thinking it, but I like your idea so much better.
Right, though. Seriously, because imagine if you were, gosh, there's so many things that inconsistency can fall under the category of. Imagine if just, you have, in your future life or in your life right now, you may have children, and if your mate said every 4 o'clock we're going to make sure we take our children to math tutoring so they can better their grades in school, and they can go next week, or they can go next month, or and then when they get their report card, you mad because they're not doing well in math. And it's like, if you would have just been a consistent parent, then they would have bettered themselves as a child. So definitely.
And I think of consistency as also as consistently working on your relationship, working on building toward each other. So it's like someone's not consistently giving to you, loving you, taking you on days, courting you, speaking life into you. If they're not consistently doing that, it's just going to leave you out there to dry and wondering, oh, why isn't he doing this anymore? Why is she doing this anymore?
Right.
If you start something, especially in a relationship, you have to keep going. And you can figure this out in the dating phase as well. You can see if people are consistently calling you, consistently texting you, consistently thinking of you by their actions. So your actions, those great actions, need to be consistent. If those inconsistent comes up, it's going to be inconsistent in the relationship, and you just don't want to deal with that.
So never date someone that's inconsistent. Let's go back to the comments, because we getting a lot today.
I know. Hey, my cousin. Hey, Jasmine.
We can read her.
You want me to? Someone who can't compliment you. For example, a man who jokingly called you, for example, a man who jokingly called you ugly as a sign of endearment. Huge red flag. Okay, I like that. And nobody should ever be calling you ugly, because you are so beautiful, Jasmine.
Girl, you are beautiful. And I am super big on words in a relationship. That's like one of my ultimate things. Like, we have to speak life into one another, not death. And if you are constantly speaking negative words, y'all know I just got mad the other day.
I know.
I do not like Tiffany came and say she tired around me. I'm like, girl, you are full of energy, you full of life, you full of, it's just like, and if someone jokingly says you're ugly, that's just a thought vibration that they're sent, or like a word vibration that they're sending into your life. Like, you're supposed to be building a person's self-esteem, not tearing it down, thinking it's a joke, because some people are more sensitive to words than others are. So you definitely have to be, what may be a joke to you could be something that someone else really take to heart. And I'm super sensitive when it comes to words. So like, when people tell me something like, you stupid, you're not important, I'm like, God,
I need to work on that though, because I do be calling people like big head and stuff like that. But I get what you're saying, but jokingly, like, ugly is kind of a different thing. And I feel like when somebody's jokingly like, oh, you ugly, or you this, or you that, it's an insecurity that they have upon themselves that they need to fix already. So you don't want their insecurities to keep being on top of you, because if someone's not secure, their insecurities are going to fall on you in different ways. It could be abusive mentally, physically, or, just belittling you, like we said in the beginning. So you need someone who's secure with themselves and secure with y'all's relationship, and can tell you, yeah, girl, you are beautiful, okay? Yes. You are beautiful, you are smart, you are an inspiration, and not be scared that you'll leave, that you'll go out, but be like, yeah, that's my baby, she's going out there and conquering the world. Because there are relationships like that where, like, they don't want their woman or their man to shine too much, so they try to, so they're like, oh, no, if they get too much shine, then maybe I'll lose them one day, and that's just some insecurity. But you need someone who could
compliment you. Yes, you want someone to compliment you, not disempower you. So I love that. So right. So let's see what's next.
You have Jen.
Mama Jen. So she says.
Yep. Someone who is indirectly condescending. That kind of plays into what Jasmine was saying. Someone who is basically bringing you down.
Right. And a lot of people, we've been programmed since from a young age, and we just do things just based off of the media we're listening to or the songs that we listen to. And I know a lot of people watch those reality television shows and a lot of different, just all kinds of media. So you're naturally picking up these things and then you're spewing them into your relationships, and it's indirect. Sometimes you're not even aware that you're actually like mimicking some of the things you've been listening to and feeding yourself. So that's why we always talk about this, and we always talk about it's important what you let into your feed, into your body, because whether it's from the visual, the audio, the music we're listening to, the things we're reading on social media, the more you expose yourself to these negative things, it will spew out into those of your loved ones' lives. So definitely in that direction that you can pour off onto them could be something you just picked up on a Bad Girls Club or whatever it is that you don't even know that you've been watching, and now you're telling your wife this or your man this. And so just be very, very careful with what you're saying, especially with those indirect comments, because those cut the deepest.
Yeah, those indirect comments.
So sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. Jasmine over here being popular or whatever. But anyways, I forgot what I was saying.
So sorry, guys. We have a post on Inspire Fire Daily.
Oh yeah, we have a post on Inspire Fire Daily, and I was just saying, it doesn't matter if it's any type of relationship, your parents, your friends. Sometimes they could say something that will stick with you, and it might be an insecurity that you already had, and they brought it to light, or something that you don't have, like, oh dang, do I have a big head? Or like,
right, that's true.
Is my hands really rough? My feet ugly? Like, you start picking at yourself, like, even though they just said it really quick, but that's just something. You're thinking, well, there's probably some truth into that.
Right.
So you want to be very careful of what you're saying, especially to your partner, someone that relies on you the most to uplift you. But yeah.
Yeah. So let's go on. Those are great questions, beautiful people. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I like that one, Richard.
Someone that doesn't know themselves.
Yes, and
we said this.
Yeah, that's is one of ours.
Yes. You right on point, Richard.
Yeah, because when I can contest to this. I can contest to this because even me, I didn't know myself, and I didn't know that I didn't know myself. And so when I was dating, I was just falling in love and head over heels in a relationship. But you have to know yourself first, and you know that by dating other people and figuring out what you like. So if they don't know themselves, they were not going to know what kind of person they want to marry, essentially.
Exactly.
So it's important for them to, especially when it comes to that marrying stage, that age where you're looking for a husband or a wife, you want to make sure that they know clearly what they want in a husband or in a wife, because they can tell you, okay, this is what I need from you. And you could see if they could know by looking at you or talking to you whether it's you or not, so nobody's time gets wasted.
That's so true.
That's what I got from it. What about you, girls?
What I got from it was, so, when I was in college, when I just graduated college, a lot of my family was like, so where's your boyfriend? Where's the guy? And I was just like, you know what? Right now, I'm just focusing on getting on my feet, finding out who I am. And when I'm doing something that I love and I'm walking in my direction, walking in my path, then I'll attract somebody that I love as well. So I feel like when you're doing what you love, things that you love attract to you. So I definitely think if you don't know yourself and if you don't love yourself or haven't discovered that true definition of self-love, then you will attract some negative situationships along your journey.
Right, I like that, and I know that Jasmine, we're always talking about dating and things of that nature when we're going through things. But I remember Jasmine Colbert telling me once that she took a break from dating, And that was a time for her to really know herself and work on herself. And that's when she attracts someone wonderful into her life.
You need that rebound time just to know and to figure out what you learned from that last situation, you know. But you have to know yourself. You have to know what you want, know where you're going, or you just find yourself kind of doing things you really didn't want to do, or just life passing you by, and
and you settling for just anybody that comes along your path, and we do not want to settle. I even think somebody mentioned that never settle in the comments, or maybe I just thought that. Never mind, no one said that. In my mind, I wanted them to say that. But you should never, ever, 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 ever settle. Ever.
Ever. Because in the long run, you're going to be in that marriage like, oh, I hate this person. Like, oh, I knew I should
just regret.
Right. And then that's going to be, they might love you too, but it's just like, you're going to be imposing that negative energy on them because you don't actually want to be there, or you're regretting something, like he said. So
in order to find someone that you truly love, you should know yourself first, and then you'll know that the love is real. So never date someone that doesn't know who they are and don't know where they want to go, or have an idea of the direction they want, where they want to see themselves in this life.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Because if they don't know about themselves, how are they gonna know about you?
For real though. Okay, so next question. These are beautiful questions, guys. Let us know, in case you're just now tuning in, type in the comments below of people you should never date. Give us some examples of some
red
people.
Flags.
Yeah, some red flags. Maybe it could have been something that happened to you, something that happened to your best friend, you know, that friend that it happened to. Or maybe it really did happen to your friend. You know, just give us some advice. We young girls and we are young ladies out here, and we are wanting to make sure we make the best decisions and opportunities for our future. And we want to help everybody that's viewing that they make the best the best decisions in their future. So drop in the comments below some things or some red flags that we should watch out for when we are trying to find our mate. So, next question.
Okay. We have another one from the Harry family. It says, someone who is a manipulative person. Absolutely. Run away fast. Okay?
Run.
And you might not even know you're being manipulated because they manipulating you so good. That's how it works.
Got you on the string.
They just got you on a string. And we were actually talking about this earlier.
We totally were.
It's basically when someone basically flips everything on you, or is making you do things for them in a manipulative way, and that's someone you don't want to be in a relationship with.
Right, exactly. And if they're doing a really good job at manipulating you, then you won't even be, like Tiffany just said, you won't even be aware that you're being manipulated. I know that's why it's good in situations like this to have really, really close, a strong support system, whether it's your family, your friends, a best friend, a sister, or someone that's really close and that can read this person's that can have clear judgment on this person's actions, because it takes an outside source, because you will be so caught up in love that you will be blinded by their little manipulation powers. So you need someone that can see, that have eyes that are just straight, unbiased eyes, and they can literally see like, hey, you're not really being yourself anymore. You're not making good decisions. You're not making good choices. You deserve this, but you're settling for this. And especially if you're being manipulated, guys, that's an unhealthy relationship, because you're not yourself when you're being manipulated. You don't want to be a manipulator, and you don't want to be manipulated. So.
Right, and that's why it goes back to knowing yourself, both parties knowing themselves, because when you do know yourself, it's not as easy to be manipulative. They could be like your partner might be like, oh, don't hang out with those girls, they just blah 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 blah, when you know in your deepest heart, wait, these girls help me grow, they speak life into me, they're motivational, like, no, these are great people to be around. Once you know yourself, and that's why it's very important to know yourself before you're getting serious into the dating scene.
Right.
So you could be able to have your eyes open to that.
Right. And another thing that will help with manipulation is like praying for discernment. You have to pray to have eyes to see through all of the the bigotry that would be going on right before your eyes. So if you literally pray for discernment, like a lot of these things will be like, you really just tried to pull that? That don't work. I got like, I'm just warding all that off because that is not even affecting me. But like, you just have to have a strong faith. You should have to have a strong support system, a strong team. And like Tiffany said, know yourself, because when you know yourself, all that stuff that I just said kind of just ties into knowing yourself.
So. Right. And it's like, I know in like manipulative relationships, sometimes you'll feel like the blame is always on you. Like, I'm doing this because you're not doing that. Mm-hmm. And it might,
I've been there.
It might mess with your morals. Like, just for example, I'm having thoughts of having sex with this girl because you're not having sex with me. And then it makes you think, I don't want him thinking about another girl, so let me go have sex with him and to make him, not think about her. It's those little things. Like, so if you feel like you're really compromising your really in-depth morals, then you might want to think, maybe I'm being manipulated. Right. And you don't want to be giving yourself to someone who is messing with your mind like that.
Right, because if someone is doing that to you, then that's not a healthy relationship. That's not a relationship that's based on love. That's just a relationship that's based on take, and they're just trying to see what they can get out of you and pull out of you. They're not, because if they truly love you, they'll be willing to wait for you and willing to make sure you're comfortable. They will want it to be an enjoyable experience for both of you, not just, you're not doing this for me, so I'm going to do it from any and wherever and elsewhere. And so if you are strong, if you are in tune with God and in tune with the love you have for yourself and understand your worth, you're not going to let that pass. So
absolutely.
Great questions, guys. I love them. Keep them coming. In case you're just now tuning in, we are talking about the people that you should never date. So
stay away from.
Yes, you should stay away. Just like X out your life. Give us those red flags. Drop them in the comments below. Like, give us some tips or some experiences that you may have encountered in your life of some people that you should never date. You should just run the opposite way from. So drop them in the comments, and we are going to continue on.
Miss Tony said someone who is never satisfied. I like that one.
That is so real, because it's like a rat race. Imagine, or a hamster wheel. You're like running and tiring yourself out, trying to do everything for this person, but it's like you bring them this, that's not enough. You buy them this, that's not good enough. You do this for them, that's not good enough. This, and it's like you're just running and tiring yourself out on this endless wheel that you're never ever gonna make this person truly happy, and happiness starts from within.
Yeah. And the thing is, when a person keeps saying they're not satisfied, it makes you feel like you're not enough. And what a person should make you feel like is you are more than enough. Like, you are there, like, not everything, but you're a queen, like, you're a prize. Like, I'm so grateful and so lucky to have you. So when they make you feel like you're not enough, it's like you'll never feel like you're enough. And you'll never be enough for them. It's when you need to be with someone who makes you feel like, wow, I'm the lucky one because you're in my life.
Right.
And it kind of goes along with what we have on here about being with someone who's complete. Because if someone is feeling like you need to do something to make them happy, they're not happy on their own. You have to be happy for yourself before you enter in a situation, because someone else can never fill that void. You have to fill it yourself.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That's
does
beautiful.
tie in very nicely.
That ties in amazingly, because it's like two people. I know a lot of people, when we're young, we get into, and maybe even you don't even have to be young, but when you get into relationships, some people are looking for something outside of themselves. Like Kobe just said, you want, I won't be complete until I have this person, but you want to make sure you're whole, you love yourself, and you can be good alone, and then the two of you can join together and make this even greater whole. You want two whole people. That's why we said never date someone who don't know who they are. Never date someone that doesn't love themselves. Because when you love yourself so much, you're going to attract someone that loves themselves. You're going to attract someone that knows their self and know what they want. So I love that you said that. Don't look, because if you're looking for something out of feeling broken, then you're going to attract something that's broken. So look out of love. Don't look out of lack.
Yeah, and that's a word, actually, that you basically just said. It's like, when you look for someone to complete you or something to complete you, goes beyond dating. You need to be complete with yourself where you are now in the present moment. So it's not a relationship that's gonna save you. It's not you getting the perfect job. It's not you feeling like you're reaching all these goals that society has put in place or that you have placed in your own mind that's gonna make you happy. You have to be happy before that even happens. So just know, don't go into a relationship trying to seek out happiness or thinking a job's gonna fix that. You have to be happy in your circumstance right now.
Right. That's so true. That's realism. Awesome. So we have some more comments. Thank you for that. These are great. These are very.
Oh yeah. So Jasmine left a comment that says, and as little girls we're told when boys are mean to us that they just like us. I think that carries over into our adult life and think it's acceptable, or we make excuses for them not to be mean, not to mean what they're saying. Absolutely.
Wow. That's so great that you brought that up, and that definitely goes with that programming that we've been taught as child. And this was like innocent programming that people may have told to us and probably didn't mean any harm by it, and not realizing that it translated over into our adult life. And so I think it goes back to like knowing yourself, and when you know yourself and know exactly what you will stand for, know exactly what's your deal breakers, know exactly like, I mean, granted, people are not perfect 365 days, so somebody may wake up on the wrong side of the bed and be not as nice as they were to you yesterday, but you can't accept that consistent behavior of just rude, downplaying, negative talk. And so you have to understand, know yourself, be secure enough in yourself, and like, okay, I will not accept this type of treatment. And you have to strip away all the past things we were taught. In some cases in our childhood, like some instances like this, guys are just mean to you if they like you. You have to actually reteach yourself, like, no, that does not signify love. That's inadequate to love. So that's really, really great that you brought that up. And there's a lot of things like that we were taught when we were younger, subconsciously, just sayings, and that translated over into the adult life.
Absolutely. Christian says selfish. We cover that. Yeah, you cannot be selfish especially when you're in a relationship. You could be selfish when you're single, but when you are looking for a mate, you have to be selfless. You have to be wanting to give to your partner, and then you have to be mindful if you're even ready to be in a relationship or a marriage beforehand. Because if you want to be selfish and you want to do everything for you, it's okay. But if you're going to be in a relationship, you have to realize you have to think about them all the time. You have to think, are they hungry? How are their feelings? Do they mind if I go do this or do that? Right. So it's just like, it doesn't work if you're selfish in a relationship.
That's so true.
Yeah, so just if you're single right now, be selfish.
Even young, as young adults, we're still selfish. We're still
we haven't developed.
Yeah, we're still becoming who we're supposed to be. So it is hard. I mean, I'm not saying that to be with someone, but you're gonna put yourself first, because it's like, this is I'm trying to figure out my career, whatever I'm trying to do. But that's true. That's good.
That's true.
So I know a lot of single people are like, I just want to be with someone, and they lose out on their singleness because they are so worried about it being in a relationship, when they could just be happy by themselves, not thinking about anybody else, and just going after their dreams. You could do the same thing in a relationship, but just know you still have like that more of that freedom, and you should be excited about this time to learn about yourself and to explore. So
that's so true. Okay.
So do we have any more comments?
That concludes for the now moment. Guys, keep the comments going. We are gonna move along with what we have for you all today.
Right, so if you're just tuning in, we're figuring out what traits to look out for if you're looking for a mate. So what are some absolute don'ts that you some no-nos that you need to run away from if you see that in someone trying to pursue you?
Exactly.
But we have some of our own, and number one is negativity. Vibes don't lie.
No, they do not. you don't want to constantly surround especially someone that it's your mate. That's some really powerful energy. This is someone that you are sharing everything with, and you don't want to exist and be so consumed with someone that's just purely negative, just so pessimistic about everything. It's just like always, there's no way up. It's always ways down. Like everything is always on the negative side, because if your thoughts become things and this person's only thinking negative things, then that's going to manifest into your life just as well. So negativity can't surround my space.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. So negativity, you need people, like I posted today, something about you become who you surround yourself with. So you need to make sure that your mate, especially, you spend so much time with them, they are around you. Most of the number one person that's usually around you, you're usually talking and texting them. So you need to make sure that they have a positive outlook on life and a positive outlook on you, and speaking positivity into your life. If you have someone who's always around, essentially, a lot of people don't even mean to. They don't even know that they're speaking negatively. But when you're living a positive life and someone comes and brings like, oh, this is such a horrible day, man, I hate people, like that, constantly being put into your day.
It's true.
It has no choice. Like, we don't have enough positive energy to combat that. That's why you have to be aware of who we're bringing into our life, into our world.
Right.
So that negative energy, just because they're around you, is gonna seep into you, no matter how positive you are. The only way to get rid of it is to get rid of them, or if they start to learn how to speak positively.
Right.
So essentially, when you have a negative person in your life, they're going to bring negativity into your life, no matter how positive you are. So instead of just doing that, just bring somebody who's positive.
Right, or talk to them.
Yeah.
Like, everything is based on communication. If you talk to them and you address it to them, like, and 7 months down the line, they're still just as negative as they once were when y'all first started talking, then you might want to distance yourself, and then you have to either change the person's thinking, or you're going to have to change the person in their entirety. So either you're going to kick them out, or they're going to kick those negative thoughts and words out of your life, out of y'all lives.
I was just definitely going to add on and say to that, when people show you who they are, you have to believe it. Because early on, you will see those signs, and sometimes you try to brush it over and be like, nah, okay, well, maybe he meant this, or maybe that person meant that. They was trying to say this. No, you have to believe it and pick up on those little things. Because it starts out subtle, but then over time, it may grow and change, and you just don't want to be around that. You don't.
True.
Absolutely. I agree. No negativity. I don't even want them, like Jasmine said, I don't want them speaking negative over anybody's life, not my life, and not their life. Because we need positivity in this world.
We have these little cute little pins that say, don't lose your fire. And it's like, if you're this person who's energetic and lively and fun, and then when you get with this person, you start noticing, like, I'm different, I'm not the same, I'm not my usual happy-go-lucky self.
Right.
You should look at, maybe it's this person that I'm with.
And that happens a lot too, actually.
Like, you're not going out as much.
Right. Yeah, and your friends see it more. Like, have you ever been like, if your friends usually know if the person's making you better or not. So some people will change for the better. Like, oh yes, she's happy with this guy. I can tell he's treating her right. But then there's the other people who's like, oh dang, she don't talk to us no more. She don't do this anymore. Like,
she's not herself anymore.
She's not herself.
She lost her spunk. She lost the thing that makes her amazing.
And that's just because that negative energy meshed up with the positive one, and now she's just neutral. Yeah. Nah, we trying to stay popping. We trying to stay positive all the days.
All the day. Right. Don't have, imagine this in the smallest analogy. You are the fire. Inspire fire. We are trying to inspire the fire within you to just ignite and just be amazing. So that's what we're doing. And a negative person is the water. Not saying water is bad, but if this water come and pour your fire, dim your fire, or just completely diminish your fire in entirety, then are they really benefiting you?
Absolutely not. No.
Exactly.
And like she said, just talk to them about it and just bring it to their attention. And one of the things, I don't know if we said this on the podcast or not, but it's like, if you bring something to someone's attention and they don't change it, then that's a sign that maybe they're not right for you. If you bring something to their attention and they change it, then there's hope. Thank God. They're like, okay, I'm gonna start being positive. I'm gonna start speaking positivity. Okay, let's go. Because people just don't know how much their words affect.
Right, guys, and it sounds so minuscule. Like you just walk in the house and be like, I'm tired, I'm broke, and then your spouse or your mate looking at you like just angry. Like, don't speak that over your life, because you would literally speaking and calling that. It's like a prayer. It's another form of prayer. So you're praying to God subconsciously or indirectly without even knowing to be broke, to be sick, to be tired, to be all these things that we've heard other people say and we just thought that was the right way of doing things. But now it's like when you don't know better, you don't do better. But when you know better, you do better. And so if your partner actually bring this to your awareness and you like, hey, I never thought of that. I never even knew. Like, and sometimes you won't even be aware of some of the things that you're doing are wrong. But if you make the conscious effort and decision to be like, I'm going to decide to change into a positive person, and I know it's going to take work, and it won't happen in 1 month's time. In most cases, sometimes it won't even happen in 6 months' time, but you will get better and better every single day. You have to always tell yourself and constantly tell yourself that I am going to get better and better every single day, because you are.
Absolutely. I love that you said that, like, you have to be willing to change and work on it, because even us, sometimes we mess up and might say something to a mate that's like, oh, that wasn't really that nice. Like, that was kind of condescending. Like, you know, and you really have to make sure you're checking yourself too in the relationship. You don't want to be that negative person. And I know whenever I do that, even to like a friend or to my mom, if I say something a little out of pocket or do something out of pocket, I'm just like, ooh, this doesn't feel good. I need to say I'm sorry. I need to
You have to say those 10 positive things to counteract that one negative thing that you just said. So, never date someone that is not positive or not working toward becoming a more positive being. Because that's so, like, how y'all finances gonna be together if you're not positive? How y'all gonna have amazing children if y'all not positive? How y'all gonna make buku money if y'all not positive? How y'all gonna have this divine connection with God if y'all are not positive? So, I definitely think in order to live a beautiful life of abundance and have a healthy, faithful, successful marriage, y'all both want to be together in unison as being positive.
Right. And this is one of the topics, but this negativity, it kind of goes into, like we were talking about earlier, vibes don't lie. So usually a negative vibe is not good. Like, you feel like something's off. And I was gonna throw this one out there: never date a person that you don't feel like is actually gonna be the person for you. Like, at the end of the day, you know with your intuition, like, this ain't really feeling right, but he seemed right, he seemed perfect on paper. He seemed perfect, she seems perfect, but it's just something's not feeling right. I'm gonna tell you this: it's not gonna ever feel right, because they not right for you. So run away. No matter how perfect they may seem, you have to trust your intuition, because essentially your intuition is from God. So you're not gonna put that in there for you for no reason. I know. Trust me.
You better talk that talk, like Harper just said. No, seriously, that is so true. And I'm sure many of you all can relate. Like, you see the ideal man, he got a nice job, he got a nice car, got nice this, nice that, making all this money. Or you see our fellas, you might see the girl, she got the body you want, she got her hair in the same, she got a beautiful smile, but she just a little devious little woman thing. Or the man just might not be all together in his head. It's just like on paper.
Y'all just might not have the same goals. Y'all just might not be compatible with each other.
Exactly. And so you want compatibility. That's so true. You want someone that, in spite of their physical appearance, I mean, you want something beautiful and you want something handsome, ladies, but you want the whole package. You don't want to just be living the superficial physical relationship, just basing it solely off of that or material things. So I definitely think it's all about balance. If you can't see yourself taking them home to mama or daddy, or
them being the father of your kids or the mother of your kids,
right?
Run.
So yes. I think we have some more comments.
I thought I saw some.
And let's see. So
something just ain't right.
So true. So
yeah, absolutely. So let's go to the next one. Oh, I love this one. I've been there, done that. I haven't done it. Well, no, I haven't done it in a relationship, but someone who doesn't show you off.
Yes, this is huge for me.
Yes.
And it's not just like for me. I know some people like Facebook. They want they Facebook status change from single to in a relationship,
right.
Or they want that woman crush Wednesday post, that man crush Monday.
At least give me one post on Insta.
Right. But for me, it's how you introduce me to other people. Ooh. Like if we're in a setting and this person is like, oh yeah, this is my friend, there's so and so. And
oh yeah,
it's like that.
I'm your friend, but last night,
right?
I want someone to be proud to be like, this is my girl, this is my woman, this is my girlfriend, whatever.
Right. That's so.
So who's proud to show you off?
Yeah. And I know you say you're not really into the social media thing, blah blah blah, but I am. If I'm in a full-fledged relationship with you, and you not trying to show me on your Instagram, not even in the stories, something's wrong with
the Snapchat stories. Okay, I can get this.
Snapchat stories.
We're not saying you need to have all the last 8 posts of me.
No, the thing is though, this is it, guys. If he's posting or she's posting every single day, and you're not in the picture, like you were just with them.
What if they are the person taking the picture?
But y'all better pass that camera to somebody passing by.
But if you like Snapchatting, right, and they right by you and they just crop you out, and I'm saying this if you're in a relationship, not if you're dating, because I know you have to,
work towards.
You have to work towards it. But if you're actually in a relationship, that's actually your girlfriend, that's actually your boyfriend, then they should, like you said, be proud to show you off, especially if they're active on social media. Not someone who just posts once or twice a year. I understand that, but if someone is, constantly posting and they're not posting you and you're their actual girlfriend or boyfriend, something's not sitting right with me. I feel like somebody.
Are you ashamed of me?
Yeah. No, or am I ashamed?
They want to put on that appearance that they're
single.
Right. So people can keep sliding in their DMs, or so they can keep sliding in someone else's DMs.
Absolutely.
So you want to be with somebody who want to show you off.
Who's proud to show you off.
Right. Okay. So yeah, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's something shady.
What are you
hiding? What? You try to get into the Snapchat, you try to get into the live feed, and they junk it in.
That could be a side chick, the baby, the side chick.
That's the sign.
We don't know.
Or so watch out for that.
Definitely watch out for that.
Right.
So the next.
I just want to say, but like, I'm only saying if you're actually in a relationship, not if you're dating. I understand. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, even when you're dating, what is
Even when you're dating?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
It's up to you.
What do y'all think?
Yeah, should you post someone if you're just dating them, or should you be in a full-blown relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of dating.
Yeah. I'm only doing it if I'm in a relationship.
I'm only doing it if we 3 months into the relationship. We down here. I didn't say rush into the.
But this is never date someone who.
Okay, well, if you in a relationship, this is a bonus for y'all. So if you in a relationship and they not posting you,
or or if you're dating it, like it don't have to be social media. It could just be like Kobe was saying. If you're dating someone and they aren't proud to show you off to their friends, this is a girl that this is just my homegirl. Like,
oh my God, I've been called that.
Like, what did you do in that situation?
I was stupid. I was just like,
no.
I was like, oh yeah, did you meet my homegirl up here? I'm thinking, homegirl, should I?
Red flag, run.
Wow, y'all just put me on. I'm gonna write that one down. No more homegirls. But you know what? I have said that too, just because I didn't know what space we were in.
Yeah.
Like that's my friend.
Right, but that's because that comes with communication. You guys have to effectively communicate so you can know exactly where you stand. So communication is a little bonus. The next topic, though.
Yeah.
someone you should, in case
you're
just
tuning in. Wait, I want to go back to
the,
go.
Real quick, just in case you're just tuning in, we are speaking about the things you should do when you, okay, I just said that so wrong. We're talking about someone you should never date. We're talking about all the red flags of all those people you should just run the opposite direction from. So if you have any advice or tools or tips or any real life experiences of people that you just had a bad experience with and you like, I would never ever date someone that does this, or you know somebody, drop that in the comments below. We would love to hear it.
Right. And I just want to go back to someone who doesn't show you off. And this also goes to girls. I don't want to say y'all know, but y'all know when the guy doesn't actually take you out on dates and they just invite you over to their house.
Yes.
Over and over and over again.
Like the only time y'all spend together is in the confinements of their little space.
Right. That's a red flag.
Never.
A guy ever or a girl. You know, the girl should want to go out, and the guy should be courting her if he really wants her to go out, taking her on dates. That is what they're supposed to do. And if a girl's like, I don't want to go out, I want to go out, you might be the side dude.
Yeah. Right. Ooh. You were just opening up some eyes out here. Like, right. I never thought about that. Because if a girl doesn't want to be seen with you in person, then maybe you're that guy that she just calls when she's hungry and she wants you to buy some takeout and she'll meet up with you at her house. So that's real.
Yeah.
That's so real.
Think about that. Think about it. Who's in that circumstance right now? Put it in the comments below. Just saying.
God forbid. I hope that's not.
And tag them.
Ooh,
okay. Number 3. Okay. Someone who is dishonest and disloyal.
Of course, that's self-explanatory. No one wants to, well, at least I don't want to. I can't speak for all. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone that's dishonest and not loyal to me. Like, what the heck, y'all?
Right. I think it goes back to what Kobe was saying earlier. It's like, if someone shows them yourself, believe them. So, you know, like, I don't know if we were talking about this already, but like, maybe you should say it. Do you know what I'm about to say? When you're like, if someone's on the phone.
I was going to say that. Yes, you have to watch even the little bitty things. Like if I'm on the phone, he's right here, and I'm like, I'm with my family, so I'm going to talk to you later.
Right.
You know, little things like that.
Little white lies.
Like those little character flaws. Yes. Okay, I got you. So if someone's lying to someone else, the chances are they're going to lie to you too.
To me, yeah.
Right. And I've said that too. I'm like, why you gotta lie about something that's simple?
Exactly.
Like, just tell the truth. Even if it's not to me, because they'll lie to you about something that's just so simple when they could just tell the truth.
Right. If they lying to their mama, they most definitely gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Even if someone doesn't tell you the truth, because I know, or if they don't put some information out there, because even not saying something,
them half truths.
Yes, those half truths. I can't stand those half truths.
Like, wait, explain that. Explain that, because
okay. So for an example, if I say, "Hey, how's your day?" or "What did you do today?" and you said, I woke up this morning, went to the store, went to the mall, and then, that was it. It's like, okay. And then I get a call 30 seconds later. Girl, I saw so-and-so at the mall with another female. And you're like,
you just told me you was at the mall.
So you told me you was at the mall, yeah. But you didn't tell me you was.
Question though, let me be devil's advocate.
Another girl.
Yeah, let me be devil's advocate. Okay?
Just an
devil's advocate, right?
I just want to know. Okay, so this is the dating phase, right?
Yeah.
So you think that he should still tell you if he's dating other people? Because
I would want to know.
You would want to know, but would you stay? Because he's risky.
It depends on if I'm dating other people. If I'm keeping my options open.
Communication.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. Y'all got me. So I think everything results to effective, strong communication. Because if you guys communicate effectively, y'all can move up into the transition stage onto working. Because maybe the first week, the both of you all, the two of you may be dating someone else. But as you grow forward, I'm like, I kind of really like this person. I'm going to drop off all the side people. And then, just saying, it is what it is. If you don't see no future with them, you gotta cut it. So, I think it does boil down to communication, and it is a little risky in the beginning stage because people aren't honest in the beginning. Because you like, why should I have to tell you the whole truth?
Right. That's a question. Should you be telling the entire truth when y'all first start just dating, talking?
Because it makes it easier. Because what if you do like this person and, you have this little secret that you've been holding on to? It just gets harder and harder and harder to tell that person. So it's just easier just to put it out on the table and just let them know.
I like that.
I like it.
If you hide in the fact that you have a kid and this person has said,
that ain't true. That's a huge triple truth.
This is real life though. Like, what if they have a kid in a whole other city?
I've been there.
And you don't know this. This person doesn't put that information out there. And then it's like, okay, you start getting serious and they're like, oh,
by the way,
yeah, I have a kid.
Oh, now that I got your feelings, now that I got you, that's manipulative.
That's manipulative.
It is.
Indirectly or directly, however you want to put it, that's manipulative.
Y'all are right. Y'all are.
So, and I definitely think, like you said, put it all on the table. And if that person genuinely likes you and wants you, they're gonna accept you, flaws and all. And if they don't, they're just not meant for you, and that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. You're gonna find somebody that loves the situation and circumstance you're in, and is willing to either work through it, grow on it, build past it, and it's gonna be Gucci. But if you lying in the beginning, it's all gonna end up bad anyway. So you may as well just put it out there.
Just put it out there. See who's
let it all hang out.
Who's gonna still bite? I like that.
I like that.
I like this last one.
What was that one even? I forgot. Never date somebody that's dishonest and disloyal. Well, I guess the loyalty thing doesn't really pertain to you in the dating stage.
Yeah. I mean, unless y'all have made that communication, it's like, I'm dating you exclusively, but that's like you're in a relationship.
Yeah, you're in a relationship.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Right. So number 4, never date someone who's still involved with their ex.
This is just a recipe for hurt. You getting hurt.
Never date someone who is involved with their ex. I think, because think about it, if you put yourself in the other person's shoes, if I'm dating a guy and he say he and his ex had been split up for a year and a half, and I'm like, okay, so are y'all still talking? Is she still sleeping over at your house? Are y'all still going on food dates? And he tells me yes.
Still hanging out, going to the family gatherings.
Yes. I mean, am I going to get hurt in this situation in the long run? Because I'm afraid in the back of my mind that you could just dip up and go to your ex at any given time, and I'm just another person you're trying on. And so,
well, I have a question. Just being devil's advocate again, So, what if they told you, yes, I still talk to my ex, every now and then. We still, hang out, we're friends or something like
friends?
That.
You and that other person can't really be serious until you let that other person go.
Right, you would tell them that, right?
So, that goes back to the honest part.
Exactly. So I wouldn't say actually cut them off if they're still involved with their ex. See if they are...
Depending on if they're honest.
Right. Just see if they are willing, like you said, to, say, okay, I'm not really comfortable with that. Can you cut them off?
Once again, the title of it is this podcast.
Never date someone who. Right.
Okay.
What do you guys think out there? Should you date someone that's still involved with their ex? I feel like if you're still involved with your ex, that don't need to be your ex. That just need to be your whole present relationship that you need to be in right now. If you still involved with them,
okay,
why not work it out?
Exactly.
Ready?
Okay. Okay.
No, what
I was gonna say okay, that's what I'm saying. So you're getting to know a guy or something, right? You're getting to know a guy. You still talking to your ex. Just talking to your ex. So, do you think that you just have to stop talking to your ex just because you talk to that guy, or are you just trying to maybe figure out who you want to be with?
Then I would say
So, like, what if the guy is the actual one, and he loses his chance because, like, oh, she's still stuck on him, but in actuality, it's like you're actually the one, and she would like cut everything off for him.
But isn't the ex because they already lost their chance?
That's true.
I feel like you're taking a risk.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you have to be okay with that decision. If you decide to still talk to this person who is still messing with the ex, you have to know that there's a chance that this person could go back to their ex. And if you don't decide, then you just, you're moving on. You're on to the next. So, I mean, if you're willing to take that risk, then that's up to you. That's up to that person.
Right.
You're right. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just playing.
But we're letting you know. It's a huge risk. It's a risk. Are you willing to take it?
I'd be more comfortable with someone dating a new person while we're just in the dating stage opposed to their ex. Just because the ex has history, you've known the ex longer than me. Y'all share more deeper memories, so that's just why the red flags in my mind. Like, if I'm about to date a guy and he's talking to his ex, it's just like, ooh, like, it's almost how can you compete with the ex because y'all have so much deep history, especially if you were in love with that person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm trying to compete or anything, because who greater than me? No.
Who bad it is?
Your loss, sir.
Yeah, you have to really be careful about that. I agree with you guys. Okay. Oh, we already talked about this, but not being complete on their own. So we'll just brush past that. This is my favorite. Well, I mean, I feel like this is a relationship mostly. And dating too.
Okay.
Like you said, you have to put everything on the table. You need to be honest and upfront with whoever you're with. So this one says, never date someone who's shady with their phone. So yeah, I've been here. I have been here. Okay. So if someone is having their phone down all the time when you're around,
you just get the phone and immediately face down.
Put it down. Put they brightness on 0.
Get a privacy protector screen so you can't see.
Right under the table,
Yes.
Like, what are you hiding in there? Like,
yes.
Is that the coordinates, some FBI codes?
Right. Or someone is, texting like this.
Like, can you even see your phone?
Right. Because you're right there. Someone who takes their phone to the shower and is not playing music. Just because they don't want it slaying around you, giving you the ample amount of time to look through it.
This goes back to dishonesty.
Yes.
It goes back to dishonesty.
But those are key, like, sometimes people don't know. Like, those are some
major signs.
Those are some major signs because people are hiding things from you. And like you say, even in the dating stage, you want to be open and honest with everything. So you can choose accordingly and make your decisions accordingly.
Right.
Aww. I'm sorry. Their phone's frozen. No.
If you can see us, give us a thumbs up.
No, I'm not comment back. Oh, hey. No.
Everybody who's online, y'all can see us.
Hope we didn't know that our network connection has been bad. Thanks for letting me know.
All right, the show must go on. So never date someone who is not open-minded or flexible or willing to compromise. I guess that's where we're going. So,
and we had a lot of scenarios. We were talking about this.
We kind of went overboard.
We did. The scenarios that we came up with, I forget.
Oh yeah. We were just saying, like, okay. Well, this was kind of like when you establish a relationship.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah. I just thought about that, and now a lot of these things are.
I know. Why were we going in? Like, dang.
We just talking about dating. Well, if you were dating someone and it escalated into a beautiful relationship, and you were just thinking hypothetically, of course, down the relationship, would you stick with someone if they had a drinking problem later on down that relationship? We're supposed to get into these relations. This is out of the dating phase, because if you were dating, you would just probably be like, deuce, you're not my problem. But if you were in a dating for a couple of months and your feelings were now heavily invested with this person, and they started drinking, and this person was as sober as can be. They were just a saint a nun, if you will. They never even had a sip of alcohol a day in their life. Okay, maybe not that extreme, but you know, they were just goody two shoes, and then all of a sudden they just was like turn up Monday through Sunday. What would you do? Would you stick around, or would you cut it?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I would say, you know what? Just taking it back a step in the dating phase of never date someone who is not open-minded. Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I would say it kind of, some signs of it may be if they're doing certain things, you know, a certain way. Like if they go to a restaurant and all they order is chicken tenders, you know, everywhere they go, you go to a...
Yeah, I get the same thing every time I go somewhere. So, hey, I'm good though. I'm a good option. Okay. But I understand. I kind of understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
In the dating phase, you can't see if the people are willing to compromise with you.
Exactly.
Some people are just so strong-headed. Like, there's this guy. He just thinks he knows everything, and he's like, no, it's like everything he says. Like, I can't even say anything at all. Like. And he's just so stuck on his ways. Like, no, it can't be like that. Can't be like that. Can't be like that. Can't be like that. It's like, in the relationship, when you get into a relationship, you realize it's either going to be his way or the highway, or her way or the highway. So you want to find someone who you see is open-minded, who can compromise. Because in a relationship, you're going to have to compromise.
That's a must.
So if y'all are fighting over which restaurant to go to, you can see with the, you know, the little things, which movie to go see when y'all go to the movie. No, I want to go see, you know, this person isn't able. They always want to go see action movies, and you want to go see a romance or something.
You always want to, like, they always want to stay in the house. You want to go out. Like, they might be for real homebodies, you know.
Yeah. It's give and take on both ends. So both sides, the man and the woman, are going to definitely have to step outside of their comfort zone and do things that they're both not used to doing, just to make the relationship work.
Just to make, and people are going to want to compromise to make their significant others happy. They're going to want to watch the basketball game, make you a little sandwich and stuff. They might not even like basketball.
Right.
But they want to make sure their baby is fed and energized to root for their team.
Right,
or they might want to go to, like, maybe they don't like spoken word. They just hate life and don't like spoken word. But they go because they're like, oh, okay, let's vibe out tonight with my baby girl or something like that. So
try something new.
Exactly.
Don't be so closed-minded. Don't be so gung-ho, my way or the highway. Because think about it, if both two people that were in the relationship both had that same mindset, my way or the highway, then how would anything ever work? It's just gonna be like trying to mix oil and water. You want to mix hot and cold and make lukewarm, baby.
Just off the dome like that. I like that one. Okay.
What does the comment say? What is that? Oh, it's the same thing. Okay.
True. Yeah. Back.
Okay. New comment. Sorry.
Okay. Just some faces. Feel like Danny, is that Danny?
Yeah, Danny.
Feel like Danny's feeling us. I feel like we hit a chord.
We hit some nerves out there. I'm over here speaking to myself too.
Right? I'm in the gym like, oh, okay, I need to start. Oops. Okay. We have never date someone who treats others bad. And I was referring to, like, never date a guy who treats their mother bad. Because if they treat their mama bad, how you think they're going to treat you? And of course, there's different circumstances, you know, but that's really, like, seeing how they interact with their family. That's something that's going to show how they're going to interact with your family, your intermediate family in the long run, and how they're going to interact with you. So I say never date someone who disrespects their mother.
Right, or their mother figure in their life. I definitely agree with that. It's just that simple, guys.
And for men, you know, you want to watch these ladies too, how they treat, you know, their friends, you know, younger people, their elders, because, you know, you want someone who's nurturing and
who's gonna raise your kids.
Yes,
right.
A woman, a lady, you know, because She could not ratchet, not shoot, right?
Yeah, not trying to turn up in the club every day of the week. If she's trying to turn up every day of the week, how she gonna be turning bottles up in your baby mouth? I'm just saying.
Yeah, so you gotta pay attention to those looks.
No, that's serious. Like you want somebody that's designed to create your ideal picture of the family you want in the long haul. You don't want to just be caught off of lust and looking for all the physical things they have right now, all the material things they have now, but are they a provider? Are they, like Cody said, are they a nurturer? Are they caring? Are they compassionate? Are they just gonna be like, all right, like just so cold and not care about your feelings? Like, you ain't ate today, oh well, just go make you some noodles in there, some cereal. Like, you just ate a full course hot meal, and you just gonna tell me and the kids to warm up a hot pocket? Those GMOs will not be getting served in my house.
Right.
But
yeah, it's basically just think about, just not even just your mother or family, just think about how they treat everyone, how they treat the waitress or the waiter. Like, that is gonna play, that's how they are gonna be in the relationship with you. Like, you're the one gonna have to be with them for the rest of your life, essentially, if you decide to marry them. So never date a person who is just rude and disrespectful to others, because they are gonna reflect that back to you. They might show a good front for a little bit, but you see their true colors.
Right. That's so true. Like, you can be disrespectful to the janitors, to the waiters, like, and I pay attention to the way people interact with people, like just the way they serve humanity and the way they treat all women. Like, you don't want a man that disrespects even a strange woman. You want someone that's willing to go help the elder lady that's crossing the road. You want someone that sees a woman carrying too many things. Like, instead of us trying to always be in competition with other people, it's like, you just see a vulnerable species and you like, he just being a gentleman. Go hold the door. She got like 12 bags in her hand. Like, you know she ain't gonna be able to open it. So just treat humanity as a whole.
That's why girls are so happy when like their boyfriends treat their friends right. Like, ooh, so they go back and be like, ooh, he was so nice.
Right, that boosts you up. Right. That gives you cool points. When a guy knows how to treat the girl's best friends, it's like, girl, he a keeper. He know how to keep it.
And even for the girlfriend, she was like, oh, she's making him sandwiches for the game. Like, their whole family's like, it's like, ooh, okay.
Right. Like, if all his bros coming over and you got a full Super Bowl platter dined out, decked out for them, he gonna be like, hey, that's wifey. That's wifey.
But if he over there, just open the door for you and the other girls just bumping into the glass, like, oh, okay, I mean, yeah. But, you know, how he treats
So, yeah, you just want someone that's kind and compassionate. Not just. I mean, it's kind of a lot of things we just listed. But this is another thing you want into the person. Like, you want to make sure they're kind-hearted and they treat not just you nice, because that could just be a front. You want to make sure they treat their mom nice, their dad nice, their brothers, sisters, just everybody. Just be a genuinely kind-hearted,
well-rounded,
being.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask for? No, it's not. So never settle.
Yeah. Okay, this is the last one, unless y'all got some more. No. But this is from a comment we had on Instagram by Tony Davis.
Hey, Tony Davis. Shout out to you.
She said, never date someone who is not equally yoked. She also says, should we just go with that one right there? So never date someone who's not equally yoked. How y'all feel about that?
I totally agree with that. But the way I see equally yoked is just being compatible. I feel like equally yoked is not just with religion. I feel like it's with eating habits. If both of y'all are not, one of y'all like to eat unhealthy and the other likes to eat healthy, it's like, is one of them, who's compromising? And when y'all do have a future later on down the line, how are you gonna address that? Or what are y'all working toward? Or even if it's just education, do you believe in going to school, or do you believe in just what are your views on education? Do you want our child to just go through school and do the best they can, or do you want them to do the best? So that's my ideas on equally yoked, and I definitely think it should be a balance there.
I agree. Yeah, compatibility is a great thing. Like, there's some people, okay, I'm not gonna say that, but like, equally yoked, I think is basically saying someone you can continuously grow with. And I think that's why a lot of relationships stop, is because people are outgrowing each other or somewhat stagnant, and then they can't stay there. So you need someone who's equally yoked, someone you could grow with for years and years and years. Because yes, things are going to change, but like you said earlier, y'all have to change together.
Yeah. So you want to grow together.
Grow together. So that's what I think about when equally yoked.
I would say the same, and just kind of have that balance. You know, you may be spending, but this person, has their saving. They're like, okay,
that is real.
You may want to slow down on this, save here, maybe cook your meals instead of always eating out, so it's that balance to keep you level and you as a whole level.
Right. I definitely like how you say that. I think it's like, I was reading this book and I was like, it said in there you should have financial, like when they saying equally yoked, it was saying compatibility or harmony. So it's like financial harmony, physical harmony, mental harmony, personal harmony, family harmony. Like, so you need to literally map out with your spouse, your mate, your partner, like, okay, how do you want to see our family? How do you want to see our bank account, our economic standpoint? How do you want to see our physical goal? Like, should we be exercising 2 times a week or a month? Like, how do you want to see just our career status? Like, because if we are both traveling, who's going to be at home to do this? And like, so we just got to literally, it goes with communication. So we can communicate with one another so that we can grow together, because if you don't communicate, that's when someone will get left behind and stagnant. Then you'll wake up 10 years down the relationship and you'll be like, who the heck did I marry? Like, who are you? Or who have I been with? Because you're not the same person that I fell in love with. Yeah. And so, like you were saying.
But maybe you were, you know what I'm saying?
you weren't asking the right questions.
You weren't asking the right questions. Like, I'm paying attention.
Exactly. To the signs.
Right.
I've always been this way.
And you just grew.
Always been a shopaholic.
Yeah, you like when I wear these Louis Vuittons, these red bottoms.
Right.
But that's why you have to ask those questions. You have to ask those questions before you even jump into the relationship.
Mm-hmm. So on that dating level, when you're equally yoked, you want to just pay attention to those little signs.
Right.
You just really, at the end of the day, all this you have to pay attention.
Right.
Pay attention and ask questions and communicate just to see if y'all views are even remotely close. Because if this person is way on one end of this totem pole and this person's way on, and neither one of y'all even thinking about coming to a compromise, then it just may be one of your red flags that says run.
You could be subtle with it, like when you're dating, just like, hey, what are your views on this?
Right. You don't have to be like, what's this?
What's this? I wanted 2 kids to the house and just
right. You don't have to be like, here's the list right now, get that all together. Like, you don't have to be all that. Like, subtly do it, like, what are your ideas on schooling and education?
Right. Yeah, I think the thing is what ends up happening and why people don't ask these questions, because people assume that, like, a lot of people assume that everybody's Christian, which is not true. People assume that everybody wants to go to public school, while maybe someone else wants to be homeschooled. People assume that, everybody wants to have kids. So they don't ask those questions because they're assuming, but you have to not assume, because everybody is not like each other.
Exactly.
And so you have to be open-minded, like we said, and talk about it. Talk about everything.
Right. And another reason I think people don't ask the questions is, yes, they assume, and they're afraid that they're not going to get the answer they want. Like, I have this idea of this person in my mind. You so perfect, and you so amazing, you so this. I don't even want to say anything that I think that would, like, detour us. Yeah, that would mess this thing up.
I want to keep this.
Yeah, so you get so selfish with your own ego to where you don't even want to ask the question, the real questions that's going to matter later on down the line. So swallow your pride. Don't assume, and follow your intuition and ask those uncomfortable questions in the beginning stage so you can know if y'all are going to truly last. Because that's what we're ultimately working for, I think. I mean, unless you just want to fling, then this don't apply to you.
Yeah, I guess you're right. See, I'm just assuming everybody.
Right, we assuming everybody want a relationship with longevity. If this is not your end goal, you go for what you want.
Right. The last one is never date someone who doesn't keep you emotionally charged, or never date someone who keeps you drained.
That's so real. That is, if you are going around your partner and you don't feel happy after you leave them, if you don't feel empowered, you don't feel like confident as a person, as a being, you're not getting emotionally charged. You're getting the opposite of that, emotionally drained. You're feeling depressed. You're feeling like you just don't know. You're feeling like you're just feeling lost without them or with them. It's like you feel like you can't help. There's no need for who you are in this relationship. Then that's a sign you need to go if they're not emotionally charging you. I love that she said that, emotionally charged. That's important.
Right. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, if you come home from work after you're working all day or something, they're supposed to be your safe haven. They're supposed to be the one who's like, aww. You're supposed to be that person to, let the stress out. Like, oh, I'm home, you're home. Like, not someone who's like making it worse. Like, you shouldn't be like, I'm not like, damn, I gotta go see this nigga again. or like,
right, you shouldn't dread going home.
Right. Like,
I gotta deal with it.
Right.
But
I gotta go home to him. Goddamn.
This makes me think of that quote about what it's like. There's two sides or two parts to a man, like the beast, and the
prince, so to speak.
Yeah. So you have to watch what that person, what character traits this person brings out of you too, because they may be bringing out jealousy in you. They may be bringing out, anger. Like, I'm a happy-go-lucky person, but when I'm with this person, I'm angry. I'm just kind of ticked off. I'm like irritated.
Right.
So I don't know. That's what I got.
I agree with
you. Want to just watch how this person
what they bring out in you.
Yeah, what they bring out in you.
Like you find yourself talking about other people. Like it's like this ain't me. Like.
Right, because this person is charging you in some way. You just want to make sure it's the positive end of the battery and not the negative end of the battery. So you want to make sure your spouse should be, when you're around them, you want to feel uplifted. You don't want to feel like you're dreading going home and you got to stay out extra late just so you can avoid seeing them. You want to be like, I can't wait to get home to see it. Like, y'all, I got to leave early. Like, I got to go. Baby at home. I can't wait. Like, you don't want to be like, this nigga, I'm trying to go see
you. Or if you find yourself happy as hell, like, oh yeah, he out of town.
like he out of town. Let me call my girls, twerk. Like, no. You don't want it to be that. Well, I mean, it's cool to have a girl like that where y'all twerk. Twerking is empowering too.
Healthy space.
Right. Healthy space, but you know that
but
space
you
that
be
we
that excited, right?
Right. You should want to miss your man. You don't want to be like dreading your man or your woman. You don't like, this woman here, she sure know how to work up a headache. I'm not trying to go home to this drama. And y'all know women, we are like the queens of making uncomfortable situations. Like, we get mad.
Nagging and
nagging.
Killing.
Yeah.
So definitely, guys, charge your partners, and you want to make sure they are charging you.
Amen to that. That's it, guys. I think. I love this topic.
That was a beautiful topic.
I was learning while y'all was like, I was like, damn, I'm saying stuff that I need to actually apply.
Yeah, girl, me too. I was learning, like, okay.
Yeah.
Preach to me.
All right, guys, make sure y'all like this page and turn on your notifications so you can always know when we are live and see all of our gems. So
but y'all know what time it is, though. Do y'all know what time it is?
Hey,
y'all know what time it is? It's affirmation time.
It's affirmation time.
It's affirmation time. It's affirmation time. So, if this is your first time tuning in with Inspire Fire and you do not know what affirmations are any positive statement that you tell yourself that will change your life from negative and flip it to the positive. And most affirmations are used with the words I am. And in the Bible, it even says, let the weak say, I am strong. So even if you're feeling weak on these days, you're never supposed to affirm that you're feeling weak. You just affirm that you're feeling strong. And Earl Nightingale and even Thomas Edison says, a man becomes what he thinks about most of the time. So if you're constantly thinking negative things, I'm tired, I'm broke, I'm poor, I'm sick, then you're calling these things into your life. You know, it's life and death in the power of the tongue. So you want to speak life into your vibration. I know some days it may be hard and you just may be feeling down and down and down and out, but you're not supposed to say that. You do not affirm that into your life. You just flip it and constantly focus your mind on whatever it is you want to be the end goal, the positive end goal, not the negative end goal of what if this don't happen and what if I don't make it and what if this crash and what if that. Wipe all that out. Wipe all that out. And just focus on the positive. So, it's 3 of us, and we're going to say 3 I am affirmations. So, who wants to start it off?
I'll go. I am shalom. So basically, I am peace, I am love, I am joy, happiness, strength. I am shalom.
You are shalom, girl.
I like that. I am snatched.
Yes.
I need my ways to be.
Girl, summertime fine.
Sometimes I got snatched in. But I have another one that's one that I really want.
Yes.
And it's coming. And then I am more than financially stable.
Yes. I have represented my life today.
Yes. Okay. I am using all my gifts and talents.
I love that.
That is
and
beautiful.
you should. Yeah. I'm gonna hold her to that.
Hold me to that, girl. I need an accountability partner.
Yes.
Well, thank you, beautiful people, so much for dropping in these amazing comments, for tuning in, for sharing and viewing. Y'all have just been amazing. Until next time, we love you. Peace.